right, class. We are going to do the problems 4 through, we don't know how many, because depending on time, on your worksheet that you did on Friday, 6.2, page 12. 1 through 3 you did in class, so we're going to start with number 4. Now, when you're doing this, please make sure that you are, 1, doing the problem before you see it on the video. 2, you show your work. You're going to, after you're done, you're going to watch the video, you're going to pause the video, you're going to re-watch the video if you need to. Make sure you understand the problem and the answer before you go on to the next problem. Then, you go on to the next problem. Everybody's going to be going through the video at their own pace. Some people will be done before others. Do not rush. Remember, your objective is to learn the material so that you can do it. Don't cheat by just watching the video. Okay? Please do the problems before you watch me do the solution. Okay? You are to work out the problems on your own, just like in class when I give you time. Then watch as I go through the problem, listen as I go through the problem, and make sure that you are understanding and getting it right. And if you don't, watch the video again. There's no rush. All right, so right now, go ahead and do this problem and hit pause. Okay, first of all, I am going to rewrite this equation, x equals. So it's going to be x equals 2y minus 1. Why that equation? Because I don't have a fraction. If I did the other equation and solve for y, I'd end up with thirds. I don't want to work with fractions, so I did the top equation, x equals 2y minus 1. I am now going to substitute the 2y minus 1 in for x. So this will be 3y equals 2y minus 1 plus 4. Subtract the 2y from both sides and combine my like terms there. I will get y equals 3. Once I have my solution, I go back and substitute, and I'm going to substitute it into that equation. So I have x equals 2 times 3 minus 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. So my solution, my ordered pair is 5, 3. Hoping I did everything correctly. Go ahead and do number 5 before you watch the rest. All right, on number 5, I'm going to rewrite the top equation so that I get x equals 4y plus, because 1 is positive, plus 1. I will then substitute the 4y plus 1 in for my x. So this is going to be 2 times x, but in this problem, x is 4y plus 1. I still have my minus 8y equals 2. Remember, as you work through it, you have to do your distributive property. So that'll be 8y plus 2 minus 8y equals 2. Your y terms are on the same side of the variable, so you will combine them. 8y minus 8y is 0, so you're left with 0y, or just the 2, equals 2. Remember, when you only have your numbers left over, you don't have a variable, your variables disappear, your possible solutions are no solution or all real numbers, or infinitely many solutions. This case, 2 equals 2 is true. And if it is true, then it is infinitely many solutions, or Leonardo today. Go ahead and try number 6. All right, now if you were stuck and you still don't know how to even start the problem, then see what I do and then pause it. So notice that I am going to rewrite the top equation. I'm going to solve it for x, so I get x equals negative 2y plus 0. I don't need to write the plus 0. Now if you were stuck and weren't able to figure that out, now pause the video and do the rest of the problem. And then come back. So we're going to substitute the minus 2y in for x. So we have 3 times minus 2y plus the 4y equals 4. Multiply this out. Negative 6y plus 4y equals 4. Combine my like terms. Minus 2y equals 4, and then divide by the negative 2, and we get y equals negative 2. Once I figure out what y is, I'm going to go back and substitute it into the equation, and we will have x equals a negative 2 times y, which is also a negative 2, x equals 4. My ordered pair is 4, negative 2. Make sure you understand the work and the solution before you go on to number 7. If you need to, re-watch this problem on the video. Continue working. Okay, on number 7, there's 2 equations that you could use for solving. If you look at the top equation and you solve that for b, even though we're dividing by 2, we still end up with whole numbers and no fractions. We'd end up with b equals 3a minus 7. But that is not the one I'm going to solve for, because that's not the one I thought to solve for right away, because here I have 1b. So that's the one I'm going to solve for, but you could have solved the top equation, b equals 3a minus 7, because when you divided, you did not end up with any fractions. So solving for the second equation for b, it is going to be b equals minus 3a plus 3a, and then plus 7 minus 7. Why did I do a double operation? Because of the negative. When I subtract the 3a, I ended up with a negative 3a plus 7, but then when I divided by my negative b, I end up with positive 3a minus 7. So we ended up having to do 2 steps there, but we're dividing by a positive or a negative, or excuse me, a negative 1, so we didn't have any fractions. Continue working. First equation, it is 2b, so it's going to be 2 times b, which is 3a minus 7, is equal to 6a minus 14. So I get 6a minus 14 is equal to 6a minus 14. When you subtract the 6a's, they go away, and you're left with a negative 14 equals negative 14. Some of you might have 0 equals 0. Either case, they are both true, so you have infinitely many solutions. Leonardo. Remember to double check your work before you move on. Okay, on number 8, there are 3 ways we could start the problem. Okay, we can take a look at the top equation, and we could solve it for x, so that way we get x equals negative y plus 16. Or that top equation, you could solve for y, and you get y equals negative x plus 16. Or the third equation, you could solve for y and get y equals a negative x plus 1. Okay, so you could use any of those 3 to get started off. Okay, just remember that whichever one you rewrite, you substitute it into the other equation. Okay, you substitute it into the other equation. So I am going to do the top equation solved for x. So I'm going to substitute in for x. So this will be a minus y plus 16 plus the y equals 16. My y's cancel out. I'm left with 16 equals 16, or 0 equals 0. I'm getting some blank stares in the audience. Did I make a mistake? Is it not 16?
Yeah, where did the 216? 216 come from? Yeah.
In my video, if you rewind, I said make sure that you substitute into the other equation. I substituted my rewritten equation into the first equation. So we'll try that again. I solved my top equation for x, so I need to substitute the x, or the minus y plus 16, into the x in my other equation. So I will get 2y equals negative 2 times my negative y plus 16 plus 2. Multiplying distributive property, 2y is equal to 2y minus 32 plus 2. Subtract the 2y from both sides, and I'm going to get 0 equals negative 32 plus 2 is a negative 30. This is false. This is not true. Because it is false, we have no solution for our answer. I apologize for the earlier mistake. It's too difficult to go back and edit that out, so you'll survive. Go on to the next problem when you are ready. All right, on number 9, it is already written y equals an expression. So I'm going to substitute the negative x plus 3 into the y. So this will be 2 times negative x plus 3 plus the 2x equals 4. Distributive property, negative 2x plus 6 plus 2x equals 4. Combining like terms gives me 0. So I have 6 equals 4. That is false. We get no solution on number 9. As you are working ahead, just so you know, number 10, for those people that did it, you're going to have 2 whole numbers. Number 11, you're going to have 2 whole numbers. And on number 12, x is going to be a whole number, and y, you will get either a fraction or a decimal. So that was for those people that were working ahead or got all the way through this video. Now what you are going to do is work on your assignment. Remember, write your work down on a separate sheet of paper, organized and neat, so that you can see what you are doing, or if you have questions, I can see what you are doing. Go ahead and do problems. The odds on page 14. Good luck.
Good luck, everybody.